And good morning, everyone, and welcome to this day. First off, wasn't it nice to see the fog this morning? But don't let that fool you. It's still going to be a warm day. I'll tell you about that in just a moment. On our show today, we're going to bring you a segment from Third Mutual with Bert Baum and Rosemary DiLorenzo, and talking about the election schedule that's coming up. If you are interested in becoming a candidate for the third board, listen to this segment because they're going to give you the dates and how you can go about it, and well, what it's like to be a board member and some of the advantages of it. Also, Leslie Gabola is coming by today. We're going to be showing a power chair, and she's going to bring that by, kind of demonstrate a little bit. We're going to be standing up for that segment so you can get a good view of how that power chair works. Also, of course, Thursday, we have Jennifer Carmarker on from the Globe, and we're all going to also bring you a short segment from Cunning Dental. They're having a seminar coming up this weekend right over here at the Ayers Hotel. Now, as far as meetings go today, there are 3 meetings that are open meetings. The agenda prep meeting for GRF, that's 9:30 in the Sycamore Room, and then the docent tour is at 1 o'clock. This time around, they gave out the email address. So if you would like to do the docent tour, please email them at docent@vmsinc.org, and they'll get back to you with that information. Also, you live in the Towers. They're having their regular board meeting today at Lochster Hall, and that is at 2 o'clock. Now let's get to the weather. I did mention the fog this morning. It will be a tiny bit cooler by maybe about 3 or 4 degrees at most, but still, the warm weather is going to continue all the way into next week. So, you know, it's better in the 80s than seeing the 90s, so the upper 80s today and tomorrow. About the same today and tomorrow, not too much difference. I've seen some reports that show that tomorrow might bump up by a couple degrees, but that's going to be about it. However, when we get to the weekend, that monsoonal moisture is going to start to come in, and we are still going to be warm. In fact, you can see I've got the low to mid 80s, or excuse me, I should say the mid to upper 80s, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. By Tuesday of next week, we're probably going to be touching closer to maybe about 90 degrees once again with the humidity, and that will continue all the way probably through until maybe about Wednesday or Thursday of next week. So yeah, the temps will be about 10 degrees cooler than what they were, but the humidity level is going to start to really go up. So much so that the mountains are predicted to get thunderstorms. They got a 10% chance over the weekend, and then as they get into Monday and Tuesday, they have a 30% chance of thunderstorms, possibly even a flash flood warning up in the mountains and the high deserts as well. Here are the temps for today, and you can see maybe a tad bit cooler in this area, but everywhere else probably down by about 3 degrees from yesterday, mid-90s still. Beaches are holding firm at about 83, and Palm Springs 118. So not much difference from them. I mean, when you between 118, 120, 122, you know, 4 degrees isn't going to make that much difference, and they're only going down to about 90 overnight. So wow, I mean, even at night they aren't cooling off at all out there. But you know, some people like that kind of heat. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Summer is here. Diane's Hallmark has everything you need to make summer cool. From clothing to jewelry to unique one-of-a-kind gifts, Diane's Hallmark is the place to go. Diane's also has a large religious section as well. Come in today to see it all. Diane's Hallmark is located in the Walmart Shopping Center next to Hobby Lobby.
Well, election season for the boards is fast approaching, and today from Third Mutual, we have Board President Rosemary DiLorenzo, also their Secretary Bert Baum, and they're going to be talking about, well, the benefits of being on the board, and if you're interested, how you can get your name in the hat. Welcome To both of you.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing
Nice to
great,
be
and
here.
man, the year goes by quick, doesn't it?
It certainly does. It's always amazing. It's like it's time again, and it is time again.
It is,
and
yes.
we do for people. We've talked about this at the board meeting. If you're interested in running, and we'll talk more about that, please come up to the second floor of the community center and see one of our admins, either Cheryl probably, or you could see Catherine or Whitney, and they have applications. One of the things we are doing this year is we're taking your name when you get an application and your phone number. So if you don't bring it back, we're going to call you and ask you where it is.
There we go.
So we're trying to say when you come, please be seriously interested. But we really want to call you in case if you haven't returned your application, because some people might find the application daunting. Some of them have told me that they found some of the questions silly, but I'm not going to go there. And if they have any questions, then you know, and they don't want to call us, if we haven't gotten it back, we can call them and say, do you need any help? Bert would be happy to help you.
You pass it off to Bert. Well, let me ask both of you. You've both been on the boards for quite some time. So what are the benefits? What do you like about being on the board?
I think to me, the most important thing is the ability to help people. I think that was one of my aims originally when I got on the board. And it makes you feel good when you can do that. And also, I know everyone has some pet peeves. Here's a chance to work on them, you know, and get things done.
Yeah. What about you, Rosemary?
I think that you know, there are different things that are benefits. You know, one of them is and I do try to tease some of the board members, is by being on the board and working as diligently as we are, we're preserving or increasing our property values. And you know, when we own properties in here, just as all the other residents or the owners do, the owner members, and it's important for us to make sure that the work that we do and the decisions that we make are going to add to the value of our homes. And so that's one part of it. It's very mercenary. But I think the other part, as Bert says, is to take care of our residents. I come from my background is the service business, because I ran hotels, and that's what we did. And we have changed in the past 2 years, especially the focus, and say this is a service business. You know, we're taking care of residents and we're offering them service. They're not getting donuts. They're not getting their hair done. They're not getting drapes. They're getting service. They're getting an experience. I mean, they're getting a place to live, but it's the service that we could do to make their lives better. Yeah,
that's very true.
I guess our message is get on board and join the board. Run for the board.
And you may learn new things. And there was a little anecdote you sent up about Director Roy Brenninghouse, right? About his children kind of thinking that when he relocated, I think from back east, right?
Right. He's from Salem, I think, something like that. And his children, we tease him because his children were concerned. I think he's lived here for 2 years, that he would have enough to do. And now that he's been on the board, his children are, you know, he has enough to do. Because he certainly has enough to do, and so it has really filled in his life. Yeah. And we're not saying that the board should be your life, because it shouldn't. No. You know, but it adds to your life a lot. So not only do you add to the community, it adds to you, doesn't it? Don't you think so?
You get a lot of new experiences. You learn about how this place, which is very complicated, runs. So that's really important.
And you meet a lot of good people, right?
You do meet a lot of good people, and it's funny because I knew Bert for years before we were on the board, and we were actually in opposing camps, sort of politically. But I knew him from the bridge club. Okay. Because we both used to play bridge when we had time. No, that's a joke. We still play maybe once a week. But I knew him, and I never knew him as a person. And he's a true, I call him the Renaissance man. You know, he's a true,
you are.
He is. He's a true scholar. He has a great brain, and we were very sorry to hear that he wasn't going to run again, because he's been such a fabulous addition to the board.
Well, that's very nice. Thank you, Rosemary. And it was a pleasure to work with you and for you. And anyone who comes on the board will have that great opportunity.
Yep. Well, you still got a few more.
Yeah,
months.
we
Now,
still got a couple
let's
of
talk
months.
about, you kind of made a list here of what you think are the 10 traits of a successful board member. And the first one on the list is, and this is, I think, a really important one, the willingness to dig in.
I couldn't read it, and my eyes are really good. I
There
thought
you
it
go.
said the willingness to die for it, and I'm going to say no, no, the willingness to dig in. Yeah, I would say that.
That's important. And actually, there's some that are not on the list. I would put curiosity. as
That's a
number
very good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you have to be curious about the world around you,
Mm-hmm.
about how things work, and be able to look into it and find out.
Right. And I think that's a really good trait to have, because if you don't have curiosity in how things are done, you may find yourself just kind of sitting back.
And you don't have to be Superman, and I'm the #1 example of that. So anybody can run for the board, and if you're interested and you want to put in the effort, you can be a successful board member.
Yeah.
It's amazing how the different talents that you have adapt to different situations. We were just in an architectural control meeting this morning, and you know, we have two people on it, or we have 3 advisors, and it's amazing what they bring. But the thing is there was one thing I said, and it was like a good idea for what we were working on, and yet there was somebody who had something that was much more technical. Because I was asking, if somebody puts a new roof on, say, a modification of their home,
Right.
how do we control that? And you know, we got the answer, and then somebody starts talking about something else that you have to do with the roof, and it's like, well, I don't know about that. So I look at the business side,
Right.
because that's my background, but Bert looks at it from another side, probably a common sense side. No, but other people look at it from a technical side. So there are just so many ways to look at things.
Yeah, and a few more things you put down here: the ability to play fair and a sense of honesty. And to play fair, I think that you may have some opposing views when you're on the board together.
That's right.
But you voice your opinions in a fair way, and if it doesn't go your way, you have to accept it. You're on the board as a whole.
Right. And you
Yeah.
have to play fair with the residents.
Yeah, well, that's true. Very good. Yeah, and of course, honesty is.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
That's
You
our
know,
best policy.
Yeah. No, I mean, the thing is honesty and integrity is key to what we do. I mean, we have to, it's not that we have money that we're spending, but we have to just be very honest and fair with our other board members, with the department heads who we
Right.
work with, you know, and be understanding, and you know, we have to also be open-minded.
Yes.
You know, and that's
Yeah.
important.
Yeah, and again, you know, something else that's put down the list: the willingness to ask for help. There's not going to be anyone that knows it all.
Right.
And if there comes a time when you're like, you know what, I need a little help with this. Can I get your opinion on this committee or whatever it might be? The
That's
willingness
part-
to do that.
That's part of the learning experience.
Yeah.
So that's good.
And the ability to delegate, right? And as board president,
You know,
Yeah.
when I used to work, they used to tease me and say that I wrote the book on delegation. And now it's at the point that if I'm at a meeting and I look at somebody, they're sort of going like, because they know that I could be asking them to help do something. The other good thing, though, is that, and we really focused on it in the past two years a lot, is working with the other boards.
Right.
You know, our products are different, but our goals are the same.
Yeah.
Taking care of the residents. So there's a lot of sharing,
Yeah.
and you know,
Right.
and sometimes we might have a slightly different opinion, but pretty much, you know, we just work with Unison, especially with United, because they're the other housing mutual. So it's a good working relationship.
Yes.
and the ability to change, because things are always changing. And sometimes what was once a particular view on something, over the years, it transitions into something else. And you have to have that willingness to see it a different way.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And you can't, you can't just be like tunnel visioned. You know, sounds like, oh, well, I have to do this, because there's so many aspects of all the things we do. And that's what's great about the board, because you bring all of the aspects to it. And then, of course, one of the favorite things is always, my favorite things is always to have a sense of humor. Because we have to, we have to.
We try to keep it as light as
we
possible.
can. Like and I don't want to scare anyone and say we have a lot of meetings, which we don't. We're really trying to cut back on the number of meetings. I don't think I have any. I think I might have one day this week coming up or with meetings. So we're really trying to cut that back. But the other day we had a long meeting because we had a closed session that was rather long because we had appeals from the residents. And but we always sort of try to keep it light so that you don't become like delirious.
And you got to have a thick skin.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Now, let's talk about, we got about a minute or two left, some misconceptions that should be dispelled about being on the board.
Well, one thing is we want to make it easy for you to run. Okay. So we're going to help you at every step of the way. We'll help you write out a statement. We'll help you for your TV interview. We'll do everything for you. I don't think we'll put you to bed, but besides that, we will do everything we can for you.
Yeah, actually, and we started this a few years ago. You know, some people are more reluctant than others to go on camera. So when they think about, oh my God, you know, when we have meet the candidates. So Bert and I have worked on this, and we have someone, what is his name, David?
That's unfair. I've blocked
all right,
his
we
name.
blocked out his name. We have somebody who's extremely active in the one of the theater groups who is going to be our MC or question asker at Meet the Candidates. But we are happy to work with the candidates before they do meet the candidates to say, these are the kind of questions that have come up in the past.
Yeah.
These, and if you want to practice them, we'll practice them. So, you know, we have coaching if you want, and we'll write help them write their statement.
And they don't have to spend any money, which in the past, candidates have spent hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, you don't need to do that.
We're going to give you free time on TV. We're going to take care of you.
Yeah, because in the past, depending, people would write to have brochures, and then we would have people deliver them to all the doors, so you had volunteers and whatever. So you had to put up at least like $500 in order to have your stuff done. So what we're basically trying to do now is not have brochures, hard copy. We're going to work with our wonderful person who's in charge of communication. I forget her name. Oh, no.
I think I see her in the distance.
We're going to work with her, Eileen Paulin, and to have statements about the candidates that could be sent out in a blast. And so then if you don't get it on email, the newspaper also covers it too.
Okay.
We can't print brochures or things like that because we're not allowed to use board money to promote the the candidates. So that's okay. But so gone will be, unless people have a lot of money, gone will be the big newspaper ads, et cetera. We're going to try to do it internally, interviews, meet the candidates, some other things that we're going to do, the newspaper, and we'll and help them to get the word out there.
And
all right, very
David
good.
Deering.
David Deering, of course.
Okay, good.
I want to
You
give a
should have
phone
known
number
that.
here. For more information or to pick up a packet, visit the second floor in the Community Center building. Stop by outside the General Manager's office, or you can call 949-597-4265. And the first deadline is Wednesday, August 15th. Nominations close. Candidate statements are due, and also a video agreement. And then on August 24th, to meet the candidates for third and a candidate individual interview. So there you go.
Okay.
Good.
All right, good to see you
Good.
both.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank
you
you.
take care. And Bert, we have a few more months with you.
Okay.
I know you'll be sitting in that chair a few more times.
Okay.
All right.
Absolutely.
And
I'll
I'll see
change
you
the
again
schedule.
soon.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thanks
Take
a
care.
lot.
We'll be right back.
Thank you.
We all know there's no place like home. You want to stay in your own home, but day-to-day tasks are getting more difficult to manage. Acticare is the solution. We are the trusted care partner in your community with 5-star reviews. You've taken care of others all your life. Now is the time to let us help you. In-home care is a safe and effective way to help you remain living independently in the comfort of your own home.
Acticare, responsive in-home care. Your first day is free.
Well, about 2 weeks ago, we had Susmita on, who was telling us about the India Club. So the Globe is here, Jennifer Carmarker, who's going to talk to us about the event and how successful it was, and I'm sure just beautiful because of all the wonderful outfits.
Yes, we have some lovely photos today, and our reporter Brooke Becker actually went to the event, the concert, and wrote a lovely story about it.
Okay.
So she writes, to the sound of hand pats and finger taps on tabla and subtle plucks of a sarod, Clubhouse 2 went east for an evening of courtesy of the India Club and their Mystic Musicale. That was last Saturday, July 21st, attracting more than 150. The event's headliner, light classical Hindustani vocalist Mondeepa, I don't think I pronounced that right, Monadeepa Sharma, performed ghazals, or amatory poems in Urdu, by beloved 17th to 20th century poets.
Right.
In musical accompaniment, David Trassoff played the stringed lute, and Tathagata Dasgupta was on the duo drum percussion. That's the tabla. Attendees traveled from as far as San Diego to hear the world-renowned Sharma, who is known as the Queen of Ghazals. Ghazals often depict a theme of pain caused by loss or separation, and the beauty of love in spite of that pain.
Wow.
Her renditions have won her critical acclaim and international recognition, being a recipient of the prestigious Begum Akhtar Award, among others.
Nice. Well, you did a really good job on pronouncing all of that. I would have butchered it, but good for you.
So India Club Entertainment Coordinator Sashi Jolata said that she remembers growing up with these ghazals and finding a unifying comfort among her generation in the tune. She says, with our age group, seniors, music is very important. When we were growing up, the main form of entertainment was going to the movies and listening to music. She says now there are so many other channels for entertainment, but we are from a different time.
That's right. That's right. That's nice. I mean, when Susmita was here, she really was excited to have them on, and it sounds like it was a great success.
Sounds like it was.
Good.
So in other news, 3/4 of a century after her service as a nurse in World War II, Muriel Engelman has been appointed a Chevalier of the National Order of the Legion of Honor by French President Emmanuel Macron.
Wow.
Yes, the award is the equivalent of a knighthood and is considered France's highest honor.
Wow.
Engelman was notified of her award in a July 13th letter in which Christophe Limon, Consul General of France, expresses infinite gratitude and appreciation for your personal and precious contribution to the Allies' decisive role in the liberation of our country during World War II.
How lovely.
Isn't that nice? And she will be honored at a ceremony at a later date.
Oh, okay.
And if anyone deserves the award, it's Engelman. And she accepted it very humbly. She told our reporter, Brooke, she said, or Michelle, I'm sorry, she said, you know, I didn't do anything different than the rest of our nurses did. That's what she said.
That's nice.
Engelman, 97, has no problem recalling the wartime stories and events that transpired 75 years ago when she spent 2 years overseas. She was commissioned as second lieutenant in the U.S. Army Nurse Corps and spent roughly 6.5 months in France. Engelman's unit arrived at the 16th General Hospital in Liege, Belgium on October 11, 1944, and stayed for 9 months, braving the worst of the Battle of the Bulge. Their hospital was an experiment to get closer to the front lines rather than setting up 100 miles back. While they stayed in Belgium, German buzz bombs flew overhead every 12 to 15 minutes for 3 months, occasionally striking the hospital. As the German army approached, she didn't expect to see home again, but thankfully she and the rest of her corps made it home safely.
Great. Wow.
Yeah, and when she got home, she said nobody wanted to hear the details of war, but she preserved her photos and her stories, and then following the 50th anniversary of the invasion of Normandy, She rehashed and had the opportunity to share her memories and photographs. And out of that came a memoir, which she wrote or published in 2008, called Mission Accomplished, Stop the Clock.
Wow.
And to this day, Engelman still receives letters from school kids in Belgium thanking her for what she did. She loves being able to share her memories and teach others about the war.
That is so great.
Yeah, and her story is fascinating.
Sounds Mission Accomplished,
yes.
Stop the Clock is the
Yes.
name of the book,
That's
right?
the name of the book.
That sounds amazing.
And you can read more about her story in today's Globe.
Great.
Yeah. And in other news, Laguna Woods City Council on Wednesday, July 18th, unanimously voted to enact an ordinance that requires, with a few exceptions, all dogs using dog parks be spayed or neutered, and will allow toddlers accompanied by an adult or guardian of 18 years, at least 18 years, into its gates. Additionally, the language was modified to explicitly require only persons accompanying dogs are permitted within the park, and that only one gate may be open at any time. City Manager Chris Macon said these are not new practices, they are simply newly specified in the park rules and regulations. The ordinance was written to ban the following: vicious dogs, dangerous or threatening dogs, injured or sick dogs, spike collars or chains, bicycles, scooters, skateboards, drones, or other unmanned vehicles, and with specific emphasis, lactating dogs. Though the banning of spaying or neuter dogs within the park is addressed in the ordinance, Macon noted that there are some narrow circumstances in which a spayed or neutered dog may lactate. The ordinance will not only apply to a place for paws, but also any future dog parks built in Laguna Woods Village.
I see.
So,
And where can they go to see all of these rules and regulations?
well, it's a city ordinance.
Oh, okay.
I don't think, I believe an ordinance, once it's passed, it takes, I believe it's 30 days to be, don't quote me, but I think it's 30 days
Okay.
until it goes into effect.
But if you
they
wanna
would-
see it, it can-
if you want to see it, you could go to Laguna Woods City website.
Oh, okay, good.
And they have all their ordinances listed
Oh,
there.
perfect. Good.
Yeah.
All right.
If you're thinking about running for city council,
I heard.
2 full-term seats will be opening on the Laguna Woods City Council in the fall. The 4-year terms of Mayor Carol Moore and Councilman Joe Rainey are expiring. However, both incumbents have pulled nominations for a potential second term. This is according to Deputy City Clerk Yoli Trippi, who said that at this time no other residents have pulled nomination papers. Now, to be eligible for candidacy, an applicant must be a registered voter in the city of Laguna Woods, a United States citizen, 18 years of age or older, I don't think that'll be a problem
Yeah,
here.
probably not.
And eligible to take the oath of office.
Okay.
Nomination papers have been available since Monday, July 16th, and may be picked up at City Hall. The filing deadline is Friday, August 10th, and election day is Tuesday, November 6th.
All right, that's right.
And now we come to our favorite part,
Letters.
our letters section. So this week we have, of course, some interesting letters. We have a letter demanding the use of safe pesticides. A resident who is seeking people to play Pictionary.
Oh.
That's a fun game. More landscape woes, and actually a letter praising landscaping. And this letter from resident Misty Tanner, who writes, in response to Mike Wilson's letter to the editor, I live at Gate 8 and will be your flag bearer for this area. So anyone who through age or injury needs me to pick up after their pet can please contact me at misty@comline.com. I do not ask nor will accept any consideration for this service.
Okay, wait a minute. So now we have 2 people
Now we
that want
have
to do
2.
this?
Now we have 2. So
Wow.
kindness is contagious.
I wish they would just drive to
We're,
my
they've
house.
started a trend. I know.
Well,
they
that's
come to
great.
Irvine.
They come to, yeah, come to our place and do the same thing, please,
Right.
please. Well, that's great. Well, thank you
Yeah.
for the updates. I appreciate
Absolutely.
it. And we'll see you next time.
We'll be here.
All right. And if you'd like your copy of the Globe, you go to the first floor of the Community Services Building and check with the front desk, and they can get that for you. We'll be right back after this.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Craig Hoffman. I'm the seminar presenter for Cunning Dental, about ready to start a seminar here in Montclair. Why don't you consider joining us for our next seminar down at Laguna Woods at the Ayers Hotel, July 28th. Again, Ayers Hotel, Laguna Woods, July 28th. And come and see why a new smile will work versus that hide a smile that maybe you've perfected right now. I have Doreen with me here for this little interview. And Doreen, just a quick question. It's summertime. Can you tell us, obviously you're post-operation, that's why your smile looks shining here. Can you tell us about the summer foods that you're enjoying? Barbecue, for instance.
You know, I've said it many, many times during my testimonial, but it is just the best to have beautiful teeth. But to me, what's important is that I can enjoy those barbecues and the ribs and the steak, foods that I couldn't have eaten. And that's what's going to happen when we talk in Laguna on the 28th. I know there are some people that are my age and maybe even a little bit older, and it's never too late to have a beautiful smile, food you can eat, look like for your grandkids. You don't have to be embarrassed, which I was. You can go out to eat. So people my age and older, I highly suggest it to everyone.
Excellent. So between the menu options that are going to be improved after this surgery and the grandkids that are going to want to come and visit longer because grandpa and grandma aren't nursing the teeth condition, this operation is so worth it.
Absolutely.
Teeth in a day. Thank you so much, Doreen. Folks, join us again July 28th, Ayers Hotel, Laguna Woods, and come and see the solution for that current problem you're dealing with. Thank you.
Welcome back. We just saw a quick testimonial about Cunning Dental Group, and I have Hanaro here, who's with Cunning Dental Group, to tell us a little bit about them and also an event that they have coming up. Well, welcome, Hanaro.
Hi, Lisa. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So tell me a little bit about Cunning Dental Group.
So Cunning Dental Group is celebrating their 50th year doing cosmetic dentistry in Montclair. They recently opened up an office in Irvine that's 5 to 10 minutes away. And so they just have a lot of experience, over 15 dentists and specialists in the practice. So they're just experts at their field of dentistry.
Now, I know we have a picture, so let's take a look at that picture and then tell me, I know you have a specialty.
Yes, so we specialize in the permanent teeth in one day procedure, also known as all-on-4 dental implants. And we have the best implants in the industry by Noble Biocare. And I know with our experience that we have over 50 years with this amazing procedure to give patients fixed, new, beautiful teeth, it's a wonderful procedure for patients that have dental issues that they want to fix their teeth.
Right, okay. And so the seminar that you're having right next door at the Ayers Hotel, tell me about the event.
Sure. The seminar is going to be on Saturday, July 28th. Registration starts at 11:30. It's right next door at the Ayers Hotel here in Laguna Woods. And it's just a fun, educational event. We're going to welcome everybody to come attend. Please register with the phone number that you see on the screen. We'll have food. We'll have a doctor or two there to answer questions. And come check it out. Yeah.
Okay, good. Now, do they have to register or can they just walk in?
It's preferred that they call in ahead of time.
Okay.
So space is limited, so we want to make sure that we get them registered and hold a seat. So please, if they can register, would be great.
Okay, and you mentioned that there'll be doctors there as well.
Yes, we usually have 1 or 2 doctors that attend, and these are the doctors that are doing these procedures. Dr. Javed here in Irvine will be there, and he will answer questions direct from the doctors, yes.
All right, well, perfect. Well, thank you so much for the information. I'm sure it'll be a big success.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having me.
All right.
Okay.
And don't forget to call that number that we showed you so you can register ahead of time, and that's this Saturday, July 28th. We'll be right back after this.
I started Sterling Financial under the premise that there was a need for integrity in this industry as well as quality service.
There's such volatility in the stock market. One day it could be up 100 points, the next day it could be down 500 points. Well, what we like to do is be able to have people go to bed and wake up the next morning knowing that their money is safe and secure.
That's what we try to do here at Sterling Financial Advisors, is to create peace of mind and quality of life in retirement.
I'm a strong believer that there's something for everyone out there, but some people never stop searching. I've looked long and hard through these parts, and I thank my lucky stars I stumbled across a special place, a unique place, where you never know what you'll find. The Trading Post, only on Channel 6.
Kids who can't read by the end of 4th grade are 4 times more likely to never graduate from high school, which then diminishes their opportunity for a bright future, but increases the probability that they'll stay in poverty for the rest of their lives. AARP Foundation Experience Corps is working to change all that for these kids. We're recruiting older adults 50 plus to work with these children to give them a much brighter future. Our kids are getting about 60% more literacy skills. They're reducing their misbehavior by 50%, and they're increasing their attendance by 25%. On top of that, our older adult volunteers are experiencing wonderful results too. They're experiencing increases and improvements mentally and physically, and in fact, the causes of dementia are actually reduced by their volunteer efforts. At AARP Foundation, we work every day to help older adults who live in poverty. We believe that it's never too late to change the future. And through Experience Corps, we believe that it's never too soon to make a positive difference in the lives of young people. We are so excited to be part of the first annual Parentis Health Foundation Golf Tournament here at Pelican Hill, and it will launch Experience Corps in Orange County. Here in Orange County, more than half of our kindergartners are not on track, and Experience Corps can change that. The need is great. Join Experience Corps and Parentis Health Foundation in changing the lives of old and young alike here in Orange County. Come join us for this amazing journey.
If you truly want to make a difference, there's no better way than a career in California water, a dynamic, essential industry at a critical turning point.
Water is absolutely the most crucial thing hitting our Central Valley and our state.
It's work that's so essential that people want to stick with it if they're in it.
It will be life-changing, not only for yourself, but for generations to come.
Through times of drought, aging infrastructure, and a growing population, the water leaders of tomorrow will seek innovative solutions to unprecedented challenges, helping protect California's most vital resource.
We have to broaden our network so that we can bring all the bright minds together to solve a problem that has to be solved.
It's a valuable resource. We need to protect it, and we always need people to do that.
The water business isn't just about delivering water, moving it from point A to point B. A new wave of opportunities are emerging, from working in the field to a water quality lab, shaping policy in a boardroom to customer service and human resources, tackling complex regulations, or leveraging technology for critical improvements in water efficiency and sustainability.
It's not just building pipes and pump stations anymore.
We need engineers, we need those in the hard sciences, we need those in the soft sciences, people that understand law, understand public policy.
You need the accountants, you need the rate setters.
We need all types and all hands on deck.
There's nothing more central to California's future than carrying on the water industry's mission.
It's a tremendous responsibility we have in delivering that water resource that you can't live without.
If you really want to make an impact, then this is where you're going to have the most impact.
In California water, you'll find a vast array of long-term, well-paying careers with numerous opportunities to grow and make your mark, and new initiatives welcoming the next generation.
It makes me feel like I can make a real big difference.
If you think that this industry is a non-changing industry, that's exactly the reason why you have to get involved. That's why you have to come in to affect that change.
It's only going to become more important as years go on, too.
Why not be that person to take the water industry to the next level?
We're going to have to be more innovative, we're going to have to collaborate more, and we'll need a new generation to help us do that.
The impact that your service will bring to public service and to water in general will last for generations to come.
Good morning. Joel Walker, your golf professional here at Laguna Woods Village. Beautiful morning today. It's Free Tip Thursday. So anyway, this morning what I wanted to talk to you about in your golf swing, no matter how long you've been playing, if you're just starting the game, if you've been playing for a few months, a few years, your whole life, right? The best thing you can do and to think about in your golf swing is, how do they work? Well, good golf swings work from the ground up, not necessarily up here, our arms and our hands, the club, the shoulders, right? All needs to work in sync, and we want to hit nice, consistent shots. We want to have balance, from the ground up. B-A-L-A-N-C-E, that's the word of the day, balance. All right, so as we set up to the ball, we're going to hit our shots. We feel that nice coil in our shoulders, right? We're reaching back, we're engaging our hips a little bit. We want to stay steady and we want to stay balanced, because none of this great stuff up here that you're constantly working on is going to work very well or consistently if we're off balance. If I'm dangling around here, too much on my toes, right? The club gets thrown off and the shots just get inconsistent, right? So as we do take our backswing, right, we're going to turn those shoulders, engage our hips a little bit, and we want to be solid, nice and balanced on our right foot, kind of on the center instep here. A hurricane might blow me over, but a 30-mile-an-hour wind won't. I know that. So I'm right here and solid, steady at the top of our backswing. Now the same thing can be said as we follow through to the finish, right? I want to be balanced over here too. Got a whole foot and a whole nice leg to use to steady myself as I finish the swing. Steady, balance. What's the word of the day? Balance. That's right. Okay, so as I'm here, right, I'm in the right spot. I'm in the right part of town. Now if I'm creating that swing and taking into the action, and now I'm out on my toes, boy, you see a lot of people doing that, right? Falling off balance. As all that energy's generating out here to our toes. Want that. Same thing be said if I'm rolling out here onto my heel. Not good, right? So use your whole leg, use your whole foot, use that center of that foot. It's there, it's like a nice post. Boom, balanced. B-A-L-A-N-C-E, balance, that's the word of the day. Enjoy yourselves, let's keep our golf course in good shape, and hope to see you guys around. Thank you. I wanted to let you in, it's not really a secret, bit of a limited space though, but I've been offering a no-cost boot camp where we do some stretching in the morning, we do some golf fundamentals, some mental stuff of what's going on, in the mind while we're swinging the golf club and playing the golf course. So if you want to join me for that, I'd be glad to have you. I'd be most excited about meeting everyone who haven't met yet. If you want to come out, the sign-ups, you can call me. My direct line is 268-2024. To sign up. They're 3-week periods, and space is limited, but we can get you, in the system and ready to roll on those 3-week boot camps. A lot of stretching, some minor strength training, and just what is important in swinging the club. Maybe expanding our range of motion a little bit. Again, working on balance, which is very key in the swing, and most of all, having fun. We can talk world politics too, if you'd like. Philosophy. I do have a degree in philosophy. Anyway, please join me. And also, I've got another thing going on that's quite exciting. People have taken great advantage of and improving is a free tip Thursday. Come out in the morning at the driving range in our lower teaching area, and I'm there for about an hour or so. Come up for a few minutes. We'll discuss a couple of things you might have questions about regarding your golf swing. I'll take a look at you, do a swing check. Couple of free tips. Free is good. If it's free, I'll take 3. So anyway, come and see me. And again, if I haven't met you, I'll be really looking forward to meeting you. And greetings and good golfing. Thank you.
Well, the Braille Institute actually found me. I wasn't looking, pun intended, but I wanted to get a guide dog, so I called guide dog school, and they said that the only way that you could get a guide dog was to learn how to walk with a white cane, learn orientation and mobility skills. So if you're in Orange County, I'll be happy to give you a phone number. And they gave me the phone number, and it was daunting. For me to call the Braille Institute, I had all these myths about being disabled and walking with a cane. But I knew I needed to be responsible, and I knew I needed to make sure that I was going to stay safe and keep independent. So I went to see the Braille Institute, and they were totally amazing. It was like home. I could relax. I could just absolutely understand what was going on with me and how was I going to get from point A to point B and just enjoy my life and continue to do what I love to do. You asked me about the progression of my vision loss, and that was over a period of 30 years when I was diagnosed with retinitis pigmentosa. And it was difficult because it was making adjustments to the point where I finally didn't have any sight. And I actually became much more comfortable not having any sight than having to adjust and adjust and adjust to not trust what it was that my eyes were seeing. So going to the Braille Institute and learning about sensory awareness and how to develop myself and educate my other senses had me feel so much more comfortable in my skin, knowing that I would be okay without sight. The classes I've taken at the Braille Institute were the core classes like living with visual loss, independent living skills, sensory awareness. I took computer, I took yoga classes, actually poetry classes, but mostly, and cooking classes, mostly the core classes were important to me. The mission of the Braille Institute is to stay safe and be independent. And coming to the Braille Institute, you get that chance of feeling that way and getting this balance where I can be with people, all ages, all cultures, be in the same boat with them, feel really good and confident inside, and then go out into the sighted world and realize that I'm going to be okay.
All programs are offered at no charge thanks to the generous support of our donors. For more information about the broad range of free programs and services offered by Braille Institute, call 1-800-BRAILLE or visit brailleinstitute.org.
I'm Kiana Lee. Today we're talking with Dr. Christine Chung. Today's topic is gum disease. Doctor, what do we need to know about gum disease? Mom.
Oh, I'm sorry. Gum disease is an infection of the tissue that support and surround your teeth. It's a major cause of tooth loss in adults, but it's an easy fix.
Thank you, doctor. So don't wait, people. Come on in and get your 7-day dental smile.
Summer is here. Diane's Hallmark has everything you need to make summer cool. From clothing to jewelry to unique one-of-a-kind gifts, Diane's Hallmark is the place to go. Diane's also has a large religious section as well. Come in today to see it all. Diane's Hallmark is located in the Walmart Shopping Center next to Hobby Lobby.
And we're going to tell you about some movies that are coming up. And on Friday, really a fun movie, a Disney movie, A Wrinkle in Time, based on the classic book. And great actors in this. Oprah Winfrey is in this, Reese Witherspoon, and the little girl is played by Storm Reed. And it's about all about the girl's father who disappears. He's a scientist, and he basically just mysteriously disappears. Well, what happens is he goes into another dimension, so to speak. And this is about the journey of the girl, her brother, and her friend on that journey to find him. And A Wrinkle in Time is kind of what it says, sort of a bent in the time continuum.
Right.
And they go off to another area in time, so to speak, and meet these three, I don't know if they're, I forget what they're called in here, beings. I don't think they're guardians.
Remember, well, that's kind of what we said.
Yeah,
I don't really know for sure.
It's really well done. It's a fun movie, and I think you'll enjoy it, again, based on the classic book, A Wrinkle in Time. It's very beautifully. Yeah. I forget where they filmed this. Obviously, they added things in the background, but the landscapes are just stunning in this. Really well done. All right, and you got...
Then we have A Midsummer Night's Dream. That's going to be on Monday, and of course, that's the classic film with James Cagney, and that film is about the events surrounding the marriage of the Duke of Athens, Theseus, and the Queen of the Amazons. These include the adventures of 4 young Athenian lovers and a group of 6 amateur actors who are controlled and manipulated by the fairies who inhabit the forest in which most of the story is set. The play, which is categorized as a comedy and is one of Shakespeare's most popular works for the stage and is widely performed across the world. So that's A Midsummer Night's Dream, and that is going to be on Monday, July 30th at 2 p.m.
All right.
Sounds fun. Sounds very fun.
A lot of big actors in that. Yes.
The other movies that are coming up for August is we have, you said you saw Ready Player One.
I have not seen that.
Oh, that was the one you didn't
I'm really looking forward to seeing that.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you saw
that's
one.
a Steven Spielberg movie. You know anything about that?
It's like you're in a game. Right?
Yeah, and what's really cool about this, there are many, many references to the 1980s in this. In fact, if you kind of look back over your shoulder at the poster, you see there is the DeLorean from Back to the Future. So they bring into play a lot of popular things during the 80s. That's why I'm looking forward to it.
But isn't that kind of like Tron?
I don't know.
Oh,
I really don't know.
That was in a game, right? So
yeah,
I like
that
one
was.
a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we have Wonder Wheel, which we were talking about earlier. It's a Woody Allen film, so that ought to be interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, and Last Flag Flying. That one, I don't know anything about that one, do you?
Yeah, about a Vietnam Navy corpsman, and it's really a very Bryan Cranston is in this, Steve Carell, Lawrence Fishburne, and it's a kind of a heavy drama about burying his son. And what was kind of interesting in that movie, you have 2 folks, Bryan Cranston and Steve Carell, that for the beginning parts of their years were known for comedy, and of course very kind of switched, especially Bryan Cranston, but more recently Steve Carell into dramatic roles.
Well,
and quite
sometimes
successful.
They like to step out of their comfort zone, I think, which is a good idea. And then, of course, Avengers: Infinity War, which is a great fun film. That'll be the end of the month, August 27th.
Yes,
so,
all the characters, all the Marvel.
They all come together, including Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes, and I do have to tell you that this movie, we got a month away, but
we'll
it's
talk about it again.
It's sort of second in the trilogy of the Avengers movie. Obviously, there's going to be more after that.
A bunch.
Yeah.
Okay, and then a couple of fun things coming up. We have a tournament, a Twilight Golf tournament. Come tee off with your friends at the Twilight Golf tournament on Sunday, July 29th. So that's this Sunday at 3:30 p.m. at the 27-hole golf course. That's course 3. It's only $20 per person and includes a barbecue dinner after the tournament. It's a 9-hole shotgun start, and there will be prizes for the winners. And if you would like to participate or need more information, you call the rec department at 949-597-4273. So that looks
You know what the slogan should be for that?
What?
Don't get teed off. Instead, tee off at the golf tournament coming up. Get it?
You should write lyrics.
Get it? I don't know.
Or what, jingles.
Jingles, yeah. And another fun event, a yearly event, the Laguna Woodstock. And baby boomers put this on every year. This is coming up on Saturday at 2 o'clock at Clubhouse 2 on the lawn. And it goes from 2 all the way to 8:30.
Yeah,
all
so
kinds
pace yourself.
Yeah, and you can go by there anytime you want. They're going to have a wristband sale that will start at 8 o'clock. Early setup is at 7 o'clock in the morning, by the way, so if you want to get your chairs out there in the morning. And admission is $15. Food will be available for purchase, but feel free to bring your own, as they put here, your own everything except pets.
And no glass.
And no glass.
No, and no kids.
And no kids, yeah. So you
So
can
leave those at
bring
home.
you can bring all the goodies that you want. Being Woodstock, you know.
You'll never know. I mean,
You
look at how much fun they had last year. You can see the video.
Yeah.
They're having a lot of fun. And we will be there again this year. So look for Mark and a camera, and Cindy's going to be out there looking to interview you.
All right, that is again this Saturday, and you know it'll be humid that day. A little less warm, but the humidity will be on. But still, so make sure if you get there in the afternoon, bring some sort of an umbrella, some kind of shade, and you know, hat, big hat, that sort of thing.
Well, let's
now,
go to the weather anyway.
Let's go to the weather, and as I said, today it will be a little bit cooler over the next couple of days. We had that fog in the morning, which was wonderful, sort of almost like a June gloom type thing.
It was.
And as we go forward, though, that monsoonal moisture from the southwest will start to spill into this area, and will be warm, humid, and scattered clouds. So overall, about an average, I'd say about 10 degrees cooler than what we had a few days ago.
Good.
But the humidity is really going to rise. And just so you know, good chance of thunderstorms in the mountains and desert areas all the way from Saturday all the way into next week.
Yeah, there were some wonderfully beautiful clouds up over Saddleback Mountain yesterday. It looked
Yes.
great. I thought it was going to rain, but it didn't.
Yes.
Okay, tomorrow's show we have Dan Oweiler, who is with Sterling Financial Advisors. We have the El Toro Water District, and we have a United update. And we might have some others depending on time, so stay tuned and come back tomorrow. Have a great day.
And
did I forget something?
Oh no! I was going to mention the El Toro Water District has some slides about kind of the state management of the water system. I just got them, so it's kind of
So tune in tomorrow. That'll be interesting.
I had to remember that. They asked me to. Okay.
Mama used to. Mama used to. Mama used to. Mama used to.